Hi everyone, Dave Lamosta here, and today we're back with another laboratory activity in which today we'll be discussing about the structural design pattern. So we have a situation here. Team is hired to evolve a simple media player into a modular media streaming suite that supports multiple media sources, on-the-fly feature plugins, composite playlists, runtime switching of rendering strategy, and remote proxying to cache streams. So without further ado, let's proceed to our architectural overview of our project. So we have here our project. Here we have our architectural overview of our modular media streaming suite. So we have core packages here, in which we have playback. Here, as you can see, playback, and then source, the plugins, and then the facade. Okay, so we have so we have four core packages for our project that I will be discussing much further in detail later on this video. Okay, so let's proceed to our here the key classes and the patterns. So I have a lot of this project has a lot of classes, so I can't, with the limited time that I got, I can share to you each and every class. So I have here a compiled key classes and patterns in an Excel sheet, so that we could easily tackle each and every class in each package much faster, so we won't have to consume a lot of time. So here, without further ado, let's proceed to the key classes and the patterns involved in this project. So we have the package here, we have the classes, and then the descriptions, the design patterns involved for that specific class. Okay, so we have for the playback, we have it's an playable interface in which the base abstraction for all playable items defines the play, the ID, and the title of the playable items. Okay, so let's proceed to the media file. The media file represents a single media item or leaf that retrieves its stream from a media source. So this class represents a single media leaf that retrieves its stream. Okay, so the playlist class is a composite of playable items, both files and nested playlists, and iterates and plays each child. So the media player context holds and manages the active media renderer, which allows runtime switching of renderers. The media player class, high level controlling, so it plays it delegates playback to media facade. And then yeah, that's it for the playback package, in which the playback package, the classes here involves composite, bridge, and facade design patterns. Okay, let's proceed to source. So the source package, we have a media source interface which abstracts different media input files, HLS, API, etc. We have also a local file source, then HLS source, remote API source, and then we have the adapters and the proxy. So these classes, so hence the name, we can already know what these classes represent or what's their role in our project. So let's proceed with the design patterns involved. So we only have adapter and proxy design patterns involved in these classes inside the source package. Okay, so let's proceed with the plugin. For the plugin, we have the media renderer interface, which defines rendering behavior for media playback. Then the hardware software renderer and the renderer decorator, in which abstract the renderer decorator is a class that adds behavior around a media renderer. So this one adds a behavior around our media renderer. Okay, so for the decorator, we have the watermark, the subtitle, and then the equalizer decorator. We also have a plugin, as we have seen here, it's the plugin is needed. I think we can I think it's here somewhere. Plugins. I think I have here on the fly feature plugins. So identifies classes that can be dynamically attached as plugins. So for these classes inside the plugin package, we have the bridge, we have the decorator, and then the bridge and the decorator design patterns only. Then next one is for the facade. Of course, it's a facade design pattern, simplified interface for assembling, configuring, and running media playback. So it has a media facade class. And then our main class finally for the app package. It's a main class, which is used by the client or demo, on which where we redefine or define what should be ran or executed in our project. Okay, so let's proceed to the next part: assembling a playlist, toggling a decorator, switching render, and playing remote cache stream. So let's proceed. Here we have, here as you can see, this is my main class. So I've preset everything so that we just have to talk about everything one by one. Okay, so we have here the sources, the local HLS and the remote API, the cache via proxy, the media files, and then here we have our composite playlist with sub playlist. So I've preset here the playlist, and then we have the renderers or the bridge, and then the decorators, toggling, watermark, our default this is our default decorator set. Okay, default decorator setup, in which we have watermark plus subtitle over hardware renderer. So that's our default decorator setup. And then the facade plus the player, and then here we have our demo faces. So before I proceed with the demo faces, we have our demo faces here, in which I've preset a lot of demos here. So place the full playlist for the demo A, and then toggles watermark off, remove the decorator, but keep subtitles on hardware renderer. Okay, so for the demo C, we have switched renderer from hardware to software and added equalizer decorator. Okay, so for the demo D, remote cache stream, first play equals cache miss, second play equals cache hit. So remote cache stream ensures a clean slate if your stream proxy exposes, or that uses the, if your stream proxy exposes your clear cache method. Okay, so on the final demo, we have the adapter demo for the adapter demo in adapting used in adapting the legacy source wrap to media source. Okay, so let's proceed to, where was I? Okay, so reflection on trade-offs and what you'd improve. So I have here the trade-offs and notes also here. This implementation simulates streams and rendering to keep the lab runnable. So this is my main priority: keep the project runnable in production. Media source that OpenStream would return real input stream, and renderers would decode pipe to audio video subsystems. The decorator wraps media renderer, not the playable, so future effects are applied at render time appropriate, which is appropriate for rendering focused concerns. If a plugin is needed to mutate the stream encoding, such as encoding, consider a pipeline that decorates stream providers as well as decorator on media source. The composite playlist also delegates playback control, but evolving playable to return a playback handle with lifecycle operations would be best if seek async parallel playback is needed. So if you need seek async, need to evolve playable, since it is not yet compatible with the sync async parallel playback. Proxy caching is simple: an in-memory map keyed by logical ID. Production would use this cached NTTL plus HTTP partial reads. The bridge decorator separation keeps concerns orthogonal. Renderer focus is how to draw, emit frames. Decorator focus is cross-cutting rendering features. This arrangement demonstrates how structural patterns reduce coupling, increases extensibility, and keep runtime decisions simple for the UI or demo flows required by this certain laboratory. Okay, so let's try and run the project. Okay, here we have a readme file. So first we have to build the project, and then run the demo, also run the test to double check, and then optional cleaning or resetting your project. Okay, so let's open a terminal, and then make sure you're in the correct project folder, in which don't mind the project folder, because I have done a lot of trial and errors in order to accomplish this. So let's proceed. Clean compile, build the project. So we should see this build success in order to know that our project is ready to be executed. Okay, so it has everything it needs. Let's run the demo by entering this command mvn execute or exec java, which runs the main Java class of our project. So here we have a lot of things going on. So this is the whole playlist with its source, media file with its decorators, and then the renderer. So it has a lot of things going on. It even has the proxy here. Okay, so everything that we have set on the main class, it's displayed here. So for the demo B, the toggling of the watermark, and then the switching to switching renderers, plus an equalizer decorator, and then the proxy for the demo D. We also have the legacy source via adapter for the demo E. So we have to run the extra tests, or just to make sure, just double check that everything is fine. So mvn test. So we have to run this command. Okay, so we have here the clear and concise output of our project. So we have here the playlist, begin playlist, and then it checks which source, and then the file, playing the file, then which renderer. So on default we have the hardware renderer, and then the file source closed, then the playlist is finished. So that's basically it. So we have to this is optional, we have to clean if you want to reset everything, so that you can run again later, or later your project if you want. So we have to type this command mvn clean. Okay, so I want to reset everything back to normal, so let's type mvn clean. So yeah, it's back to normal now. That's basically it for my this structural design pattern laboratory. So I hope you have you have learned something, and if you do have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out or to comment down below. And yeah, just have one thing in confusion for this laboratory though, in which I hope that our professor would could hear this, which he says here that you begin with an intentionally messy legacy code base provided, but there's no provided legacy code base here, in which yeah, that's what took me some time. Yeah, that matters. That matter is not really that important, but hope you have learned something. And then if you do have questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. And that would be all, and see you soon. Thank you, and have a lovely day ahead.